Here, I think that opening a line from now on will always be for me and for you a reminder that I am and you are God's highest form of creation, and that it is natural for mine and for your identity to be doing well in all areas of our lives. This resonates and this clicked for me a long time ago, but I'll be here to remind you, if you still in any shape, form, or otherwise have resistance towards deeply embodying this fact that you are God's highest form of creation, and that is natural and normal for your identity to be doing well in all areas of your lives. Even if at moments it doesn't seem like it, even if there will be moments when everything looks like it's the opposite, like you are cursed or something, I don't know. Trust me, that's just a test from life whether or not you are the vessel capable to confidently and boldly embody all the blessings that this life has in store for you. Why you have to go through this resistance training? Because as long as anything or anyone from the outside world has power over you, you are not the vessel. But when faced with challenge, with anything that is not going according to the plan, you first, as I said, ask, am I aware? Then observe the situation or emotion that arises. Usually that's anger, frustration, resistances in all forms and shapes. But who told you that it has to be your way? What if God has so powerful and beautiful plans for you that you couldn't, in your most vivid and most wildest dream, even imagine? What if? And for every single soul, it is like that. But people have zero trust and faith, and unfortunately stay stuck in. It's like having two screens. Let's say left screen is screen of identity that only see obstacles, that has zero faith and trust in the own capacity to be the highest version and form of themselves as long as they are breathing. And right screen is version of you, highest possible version of you, identity that literally flows and rides the wave of life easy, on autopilot, automatically. Guess what? This right version of you is available for you not someday, now, here and now. I am speaking to you from being here and knowing how painful and how awful that is. So that's my mission. That's something I'm committed to, because if I reach many souls and just give them feeling of stepping from left to right, my mission is fulfilled. That breaking point, when it seems that it is opposite and that everything is working against you, is your final test. See it like this: if you are willing, and there is a saying, stay small enough long enough and you will be big enough soon enough. And if you've been given a choice to make whether or not you want to be big then small, or small or big, always choose to be first small then big, because you will have what's necessary, and that's that installed deep quality of being humble, never looking down on anyone. One of my favorite sayings also is, see you at the top because it's too crowded at the bottom. But not seeing at the top in a cocky way, and looking down to those who are at the bottom from the ego place. The opposite is true. See you at the top because the bottom is too crowded, because the only reason to get to the top is to give your hand those who haven't figured it out and to pull them at the top for you. Ask any real soul on the mission to ask you what's the purpose of all of this, of inner work on elevating your consciousness and your awareness. Everyone will tell you that it is to bring up as many people as possible. That is purpose. That's the journey. That's the path. That's the work. That's the mission. That's the assignment. Many don't go over that point where they become selfless. Unfortunately, they are like, no one helped me, why should I help others? Because what you gain is irrelevant and it has zero value if you don't share it. I mean, I could mind my own business and do some other things now, but I said that I am committed and willing that this channel will bring as much possible souls from left to right as I can reach. And I, as a human body vessel 3D operator, can do nothing. But I, as God's instrument and power of His voice, using my body only to channel and spread His word, will do miracles. Watch and observe. Will witness all the great things here together. And I will, through my example, lead you on your greatest journey, and teaching you here how, even if now your circumstances are deeply effed up, literally the power that was given to you is to rewrite and make a new story from this moment on. Many are praying wrong. Many are trained to be scared of religion, to see God separated from them. That's all one big lie. Because if you don't see God in everything that has eyes, in everything that is alive. You will not find God in any church, in any temple, in any book, in any retreat, in any guru, in any meditation, nowhere. In any teaching, nowhere. I'll repeat that. If you don't see God in everything that is breathing, in everything that has eyes, in everything and in everything that is alive, you will not find God anywhere. And all those who are preaching to you something different are just manipulating with you. Don't be manipulated. Your soul is subconscious. Your soul knows that you were born for something bigger. Your soul knows that your purpose is far, far bigger and greater than you allow yourself to believe. You are son or daughter of the king, and your rich father will always pour upon you whatever it is that you need. Please, he is your source of all your supplies. You are just relying on wrong sources so far. Don't do that and end up disappointed before your first coffee is ready. Switch the gears to the right crew and know that you have the power to by the time that your first coffee is ready, have your most powerful tool, your mind, already working for you. I used to be someone who was waking up every morning so anxious, so disconnected, so uninterested to be even a part of this collective consciousness. And through the grace of God, I allowed Him to work through me and to put me in a higher state of consciousness. What consciousness is? Your thoughts are not even yours. If you are in a collective state of consciousness, it looks like that you are some receiver that is thinking what majority is thinking. Lack, fear, scarcity, not enoughness, complete feeling of being lost and unfulfilled, and simply not knowing. There is one joke here in my country where someone asked some dude, "Bro, what do you think is happening when we die?" I laughed so hard when I read that. And he said, "Man, I don't even know what's going on right now." So that was so hilarious and so true, because most people don't know what's even going right now and why they are here and what is this all about. This is all about one thing: to stay strong in the midst of crashing your personal world. That's your initiation to come back more powerful and more stronger than you could even imagine, and to spread the word, to be a channel for the power that made you to work through you. As I said, yes, there is a part of my willpower and my open mind to always be a lifelong learner, to understand, to connect the dots, to, I mean, guys, from the 5th grade, I was completely, so to speak, excuse my French, pissed off with what was presented to me. with social conditioning, literally fifth grade. I know that for too long I was complete disappointment for my family and for my parents, because they were always telling me how they were amazed how intelligent I was when I was so little, that I was always asking questions, why this, why that. I was never satisfied with what I saw. I needed to know why is something like it is and why it couldn't be different. One of my favorite saying is, others saw what is and ask why. You are smarter, you will see what could be and ask why not. Those types of questions I used to ask. Why not? Why and why not? But most are silenced, most are not even bothering to consider the possibility that something could be better. But it will require from you to finally stand tall for yourself, because you can't pour out of empty cup. You must unapologetically and fearlessly protect this version of you, uh, even if that will be painful for some close people from your environment. Let them deal with the consequences of their not or lack of will to even ponder some other possibilities. Be fearlessly protective of your time, of your energy. Share and be open only for those who are willing to get the message. So that's why you've noticed that I've never, from the beginning of this project and presentation, I never said subscribe, follow, never. Why? Because I know that those who are interested will do that and will subscribe and follow without me repeating that constantly. Second reason why I'm not repeating subscribe and follow is because I know the power and the hypnotic energy and addiction that my brain and my voice, my brain through my voice is having on collective. And those who are meant to get the message and those who want to learn will do that. I have no reason to come from needy energy, and you will see how this will explode and blow up. Why? Because there are no many people who are coming here from the higher state of consciousness. I'm not saying it to brag. I know how much time I invested and will and energy and learning, but it doesn't mean that for you will also be required long. Here I share my hard learned wisdom, because nobody taught me that it can be easier and faster for you to have and use this as a shortcut. Time is an illusion anyways. I like neuroscience, I like quantum physics, I like that double slit experiment. You know that how everything changes its behavior whether or not is observed and by whom. You have also great content here from Quasi Yohir. I adore that guy. He is awesome and his story is awesome. Literally from immigrant family, from a man who finished his engineer college. I adore the story of that man. Imagine how brave he was. In one of recordings I spoke about this story, and he is one of my big inspirations, because imagine, and he's also young. So if you're young, don't think and don't hold on, because that's one of limited beliefs. I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm not so smart, it must be hard, it takes time. No, no. If you are willing to step into new identity, literally like you are stepping into your shoes, that's how fast it can happen. So he was saying how, I think that he is in his 20s. He finished, imagine, he is immigrant, comes from immigrant family, lack mentality background. His parents were always coming from lack and scarcity around money, and simply living in a primal state of being. And of course that they installed that in him too. So he graduated, he got awesome job in some factory, I'm not sure, but he says that the salary was good, that he had, I don't know, medical and all others things covered, but he simply literally became depressed after, I don't know, month or two there, because he witnessed the energy and the vibe of that 9 to 5. I know that not everyone can, I mean, of course it can, but everyone is where they are as a result of their level of consciousness. I remember how I used to literally stay in hours and hours of feeling sorry about people who are permanently in low places, because I see them and I know that there is zero chance for them to elevate on the scale of consciousness. But then I say, you know what? Knowledge is free. Everyone is paying for their ignorance. So this man is perfect example. He could obey to social conditionings and continue and not confront his parents and stay in that factory till his pension and then live a little and die. But he says that he simply couldn't do that. He was seeing there are all kinds of things where people were causing them intentionally harm, meaning causing injuries or their hands or something, just to go in early pension and to set themselves free from that factory. And he simply knew at the beginning that that's something where he is not seeing him for the long run. And imagine disappointment of his parents, and imagine how he felt. But he says, and he always emphasizes the importance of the faith, because he said that even if living that 9 to 5 that was dark, and not making any progress on his vision, he simply couldn't go back. My story is kind of different. As I said, at the fifth grade, simply as Esther Hicks would say, realized. I mean, now I'm amazed how young and small but smart I was, because around fifth grade I got the glimpses of meaning collective. My definition was, as Esther Hicks would say, there is some screwy reasoning going on. I never obeyed to authorities. I remember that some of my teachers used to tell me that I am so annoying. Why? Because I always questioned their authority. And of course, that I was annoying. I know who my authority is, the power that made me, and everything else is questionable. That doesn't mean that I don't respect authority. Of course, I do. Everyone gave something to be where they are, but I have my own rules of hierarchy and why and how I put people where I put them in my life. So I recommend you to do the same. Don't blindly allow and accept what everyone accepts as normal, or what everyone sees as authority. Because trust me, we are seeing that here now in my country, all kinds of uh, shadows popping up from the people that everyone saw as highest high on the hierarchy and on a pedestal. It turned out that it's not like it seems, like it looks like. So because I wasn't interested, and I hardly my plan was to be, this story is hilarious because I saw behind the curtains even when I was young, and I wasn't uh, familiar with the things I'm familiar and I know now, but I intuitively felt that something with my journey will not be normal. So my plan was to be kicked out of the high school. Imagine that. While everyone were chasing better and better grades, I was chasing a way to be kicked out. That didn't happen because, I mean, I'm a genius, because those who wanted to solve those kinds of problems that I caused to my parents, I wasn't going at the school for a long time. They had no idea about what I was doing. And when my mother went to school, while teachers were calling home to ask where I am, I would break, because back then we had those stable phones. I knew when someone from school will call, and I would pick up and then put down so that they don't find out about my secret. Anyways, when finally somehow my mother got to see my principal, she told her, "What's going on with your daughter, Miss? We are wondering what's happening, because I used everything I could to block anyone from school to introduce my parents with the situation, because I was so committed to be kicked out of high school." And to do, if you ask me back then, what will you do? I would say, I have no idea, but this, I can't do this. Anyways, that woman was the most hard woman and person everybody was afraid of. And she was kicking off people from the school in a blink of an eye because she had zero compassion for the rule breakers. And imagine what she told to my mother. She told my mother, guess what? Because you're the only woman who came here and didn't brought false medical excuse for her child being absent from the school for so long. You're the only woman who came here and didn't lie me and watched me in my eyes. You said that you have zero idea what's going on with your child. I will not kick her out of the school. Imagine my disappointment. I remember that I thought, oh man, I can't even do this right. Anyways, uh, after that, of course, because you gotta do something if you don't want to go to college and be part of normies, I was accepting all kinds of job. I even went at, and imagine, through one of family members to work at the sea, and I remember how happy I was because I couldn't afford for myself vacation that summer. I went to work for some people at the sea, but it turned out that those were some people who had uh, other plans for me. I'm so proud of how brave I was, even I was only 18 back then. And after that, literally everything. I was never ashamed of doing with my hands because I believe that hard work is beneficial. Why it is beneficial? Because it puts your body under your control. Whenever you are faced with any psychological issue, whenever your mind wants to fool you into self-criticism, into uh, feelings of loneliness, and all that downward spiral jam, just go out and do very, very hard training, or chop woods, or carry water, or but uh, be so hard that you literally stop your thinking processes. Now I can do it without even putting myself through the physical hard training because I now know how the mind works. But back then, that's why I'm saying everything is resistance training. And there's that saying, and I think, I don't know which who said it, but it's something in the lines of before enlightenment, carry water and chop woods, and after enlightenment, carry water and chop woods. Meaning nothing is something much, much different, except you are different in your core uh, because you learned how to put under your charge the wild essence of your being. If you don't learn how to do that, it will throw you off. It will manipulate you through that feeling of and thoughts of not enoughness, loneliness, self-criticism, abandonment, lack mentality, scarcity mindset, abandonment issues, simply animal state of being. But when you override the script and immediately have the power to know what's happening, that's something I wish to every single one of you. So once again, stay small enough, long enough, and you'll be big enough soon enough. You are God's highest form of creation, and it's natural for your identity to be doing well in all areas of your life. You are daughter or son of the King, and your rich Father is pouring his health, wealth, love, happiness, whole life success upon you and your loved ones. You are king or a queen, and this entire world is bending to your will. That's your power, whether you believe it or not. But that's your power. Learn how to pray. Don't pray from the place of lack. I'll give you two awesome prayers, prayers that really work. One is, I align with your divine image in me. I believe before I see it. I thank you before it manifests. I no longer speak from fear. I speak from faith and knowing that and expecting all good things to come to me now. I no longer speak from fear. I speak from faith and knowing. That everything is always working out for me. The second one is, I release the lower mind. I silence every lie of fear, lack, doubt, and separation. Let this mind be in me, the mind that walked on water, the mind that moved mountains and storms. There is one more part. Let me, because I forgot. I can't find that, but never mind, you got the picture. Don't ask, because you'll end up asking for years. Affirm, and affirm from a place of gratitude. I release the lower mind. I silence every lie of fear, lack, doubt, and separation. Let this mind be in me, the mind that walked on water, the mind that moved mountains and storms. I tune in now. I align with divine frequency. I see from above. I speak with divine authority. I thank you that the portals has already opened with and for me. So you see, I remembered it because I let go. I went to try and find. I have written these two prayers, and I said, never mind, if I don't remember, who cares? I'll read it some other videos, because I told you I'm committed, and I made promise to myself that at least for a year I'll be coming here and sharing with you My hard-learned wisdom for you to have it as a shortcut. Whatever it is that you desire, embody it now. Try to live one day from that identity, meaning make decisions from that identity. Show up in front of other people from that identity. Speak as that identity. Rest your soul is your journey. I remembered even the second prayer. I align with your divine image in me. I believe before I see it. I thank you before it manifests. I no longer speak from fear. I speak from faith and gratitude for all the good things coming to me now. I'm not separate from you. I'm the image of you. I'm worthy and deserving of all the best that life has in store for me, and I accept all the best that life has for me now, here, now. Don't delay and don't leave things for tomorrow, never, because no matter your circumstances, no matter even if you're at the deathbed, that doesn't mean that you are dying. I was there. I did that. But guess what? I was under the protection of the one who left the tomb empty and brought back Jesus to life. I was brave to accept, and I think that these blessings and this power and this light and ability to spread his words come as a reward for my acceptance. And I had no fear. I had faith that the one who made me is with me. And I said, you know what? If we're going, we're going. I trust you. I give you my hand. I give you my life. You're the one who made my heart start working, and you're the one who maintains every heartbeat of this beautiful heart that is working from the day one, 46 years without any days off, without break. And because God is the only one who knows your life from the end to the beginning, do you really think that you know what you should do and how you should do it? Please don't be so stupid. Let the power that made you take off the wheel of your journey and watch what begins to happen. And let him introduce you with the real you. I love you, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. God bless.